Panel 7, Introduction to Global Trends and a New Understanding of Drinking Water. I'm excited about this panel because there was a lot of conversation in panel 4 yesterday about some of the elements that we are going to be discussing. So firstly, I would like to introduce Mr. Marko Gajić, BWF co-founder, European Water Sommelier Association, founder, and Slovenia. I'm sure most of you in this audience know who Marko is, so welcome, Marko. Our second guest is Boštjan Oblak, co-founder of Equinity 8 Slovenia. Welcome. Our third guest is Mr. An, CEO, Pinot Lab, South Korea. Welcome. Our fourth guest is Tanja, Wechsler, water advocate and designer, and the creator of I Am Water. Welcome. And I'd also like to welcome Mojca, Čerpnjak, head of marketing at Marmor, Hotavlje, Slovenia. Welcome all. Yes, this is definitely an interesting panel. Introduction to Global Trends and New Understanding of Drinking Water. And I'd like to start off with you, Marko. Could you give us some insight of what this actually means? Because yesterday's panel mentioned a number of terms, a number of platforms that I would like to learn more. And the majority of the guests were here for this. So if you could please provide an overview.
Yes, Milin, thank you so much. The question is, what water really is, what we are drinking, how we gonna understand it. So if we ask regular people around the world what we are drinking, they probably will answer you still and sparkling. And that's pretty much all. And also if you go to the restaurant and you order the water, they will serve you still or sparkling. That's the question, what they're asking you. But this is much more than that. And that's why we created BWF, European Water Sommelier Associations, together with partners from KISA, from South Korea. We are investigating, we are analyzing, we are learning, we are teaching what water really is. So, Milin, if we just take a look across these waters here, I have it included tap water, which is here. Can you tell me anything about it?
Yeah, I get asked the question very regular, at least 3 to 4 times a week. What is the best water?
Yes, what is the best water?
And
do we have an answer?
Well, my answer's always been tap water. If you are an individual that can access tap water within 20 seconds, safe, clean, reliable, that's the best water in the world. Because there's so many people in the world that do not have access to this. But from my work in water, etc., tap waters can be compromised in certain areas of the world. So it's a difficult question, and I don't have the data to answer that.
Yes, and that's also the question now. When we are drinking tap water, is this water really safe for my health on a long-term period? I know that if I'm going to drink it today, I will not die because of it. But what's going to happen 10, 20 years after that? If we know from yesterday that we are drinking microplastics, pharmaceuticals, hormone disruptors, and what else? Because it's also something what we don't know yet what's in water. Because we cannot measure it, we cannot find it, we are not aware of it.
And I think, now turning into panelists from Moderator, yeah. I think I don't have the answers. Yeah, I genuinely don't have the answers, and it's not accessible data. if the question is. It's very difficult from researchers to the common person to access this, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why we all are here. That's why we are collaborating with all those people around the world, with all those institutions, politicians, water experts, and so on, to try to find the right answer. And so far, what we created, it's something funny. So let's sort this water somehow. But now the question is how? Easily. We can do it if we check it what's in it. But what's in water? We cannot see anything regarding something is in the bottle. But if we take a look deeply and if we put the water in a laboratory, for example, we're going to see that there is a lot of content in. And we measure it and we say that this is mineralization in each water, and we can measure it by TDS level. So TDS level means total dissolved solids. So now let's take a quick look. Mika, can you please? Okay. Let's move a bit. I don't know if you could see everybody, no? Yeah, you must see. That's the point. So I have a couple of waters here, okay? So I have many different brands. You know, they are from different sources: tap water, spring water, artesian water. And if we sort those water by TDS level, let's do this way.
So you're categorizing the water from the TDS level, and that is the mineral composition of each, from low to high?
Just give me a second. Okay.
Just imagine the consumer at the supermarket trying to work out which
Yes.
water they would like, hey? This is a prime example.
That's the same problem. So when you enter the grocery store, you will see many options, many waters, and you don't know what to buy. Probably you're gonna buy the biggest producer because they're pushing via marketing so high. So that's why then you take a decision to take it. Okay, let's take a look. Now we have 3 categories here. I'm gonna start with this one. The TDS level is 45 milligrams per liter. What that means, we still don't know. But if I provide you the information according to our research and according to the feedback from the scientists, they're saying that TDS level from 120 to 400 milligrams per liter is the best option for hydration. So if you are thirsty, if you need water, that's the best option. So if you enter the grocery store, you can take a look at this water, but you still don't know what is the content, because usually it's impossible almost to read on declaration what the really content is. So that's why we prepared our 4 symbols. Hydration. So in near future, you're gonna see this symbol in a grocery store. So this symbol belongs to this water here. And now we know what we're gonna drink if we are thirsty now, right? Okay. So if we if we take a look at the mineral level, so 45, 147, tap water 220, the other brand 270. That's the great choice if we are thirsty. So let's take a look at another category, hydration with some purpose. So in next category we have heavier water with the mineralization above 400. 1000 TDS, 3000 TDS. So that means that we are drinking for some purpose. So, for example, if we would like to taste the bubbles, some flavors, or something like that, that's the next choice. And also we're gonna put the next symbol, hydration for purpose here. Okay? The third category is water for our health. What that means? That means that this water must have clinically proven facts that will affect your human body on positive way. And this is another symbol. It's like that. We have another product here. It contains 14,000 milligrams per liter TDS. Okay? So we have 3 categories now. What do you think? It's easier to understand water now. A little bit. Okay, if we go ahead, we have the 4th category, water for kids. Low mineralization. So it could be somewhere here then. Okay? What also we can do with those categories? We can pair water with food. So if we take a look at those water again, we can pair it, this lower mineralization, with some light food, some pasta, trout fish, something easy. It will support the flavor in your mouth. Okay, it will be the right match. So if we go with the higher TDS, then we can do it and pair it with meat, with steak or something. So that's the another solution. If you would like to create a coffee or tea, we must choose lower mineralization. Because when you're drinking tea, you would like to feel the tea. So if you're gonna take some heavier water, it's gonna destroy you the taste. So this is something what we are creating with our partners from Korea, European Water Sommelier Association. We are teaching, educating people how to understand water. On the another side, we created also BWF certificate to those who adopt our knowledge, they're gonna adopt our knowledge through the European Water Sommelier Association. That's one part. The another part is dedicated to water quality. So we're gonna mark all the water sources and the locations who will provide the best quality water products. And this combination means that you can receive our certificate, which is there. Micha, if you can show. And also this is another symbol where you would be able to recognize that this place, for example, this hotel can provide you with the best water products, and also that the staff is able to provide you with all information about water, how to understand water, how to sort water, how to pair it with food, how to create water menus. So, and this is let's say, new trend. It's a global trend, what we are doing with partners from Korea, China, and it's revolutionary. Any question, Milin?
I think next time I go into a supermarket, I actually understand what water to look for, because before it's just bottles on a shelf, and majority of the time it may be Hollywood or some mass marketing campaign by some big producers, and that's the water you go for. You don't understand, and I love the element of water with purpose, to actually drink water for an ailment, or if it's a headache, or if it's just the taste of water. And I truly believe that this is a very, very innovative way to simply break down water. So thank you for that. I think I get it, and
yes.
hopefully the audience get it in that quick 10 minutes overview.
We need to learn how to
Yeah.
understand water, so that's why we need to implement that knowledge in our educational process.
And it's very true that the variety of waters from all around the world, Mother Nature has more flavor and more options than Coca-Cola and Pepsi-Cola put together. And breaking it down in this way definitely gives the consumer a choice, health and well-being, but then also exploring the natural taste of water and potentially creating vocabulary like we have with every other beverage that we enjoy, from wines, whiskies and gins. But now, to address this, giving water value, giving water vocabulary for individuals to express the enjoyment, the refreshment of water. So I think you hit the nail on the head with this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's my point, because the bottled water is not the only choice, and also the tap water is not the only choice. So if you put that together, we can create amazing stories. That's the point. And also all these waters needs to be created by Mother Nature, because we have a lot of big producers there. They're pushing and supplying the whole world, and the water is not high quality, so it's processed water. But also the people, the general public doesn't know that. So that's why we are here to change the understanding and to teach people around the world.
Fantastic.
That's
Thank
the
you.
point.
Thank you. I think for the next panelist, Boštjan, yesterday I heard the term Equinity 8 with a number of these bottled water producers on the panels. And there was a lot of conversation in regards to we're here for the Equinity 8 understanding of testing. Could you explain what Equinity 8 means in the sense of water, the new understanding, and addressing drinking water and the global trends that Marko's mentioned?
Thank you, Milin. Let's start with tap water. Tap water is a luxury, but unfortunately, for drinking, it doesn't look so good. I'm really happy to hear that in Iceland they still have untreated tap water, so I'm flying there next month to check it out. But nevertheless, we need to have alternatives, and the easiest alternative is bottled water. But a few years ago, after attending Bled Water Forum, I started to look at different types of bottled water, and I found out that there's a lot of brands. Some are even called premium. Now, what's a premium water, I asked myself. And then I realized that those are mostly self-proclaimed titles. But nevertheless, what should be a premium water? I mean, premium water should be better than others. Isn't that so? So how can we know if a certain brand, certain water is better than the other? We were thinking a lot about that, and this is how Equinity 8 started. And we said, okay, good water is water that has as much as possible of what nature intended, and as little as possible of what it didn't. So we're looking at the pure clean water without pollutant. But it's hard to get it. So when we looked at the regulations to see how to find the clean water with all those brands available, we at the end said, okay, let's test it. So we started to test the water, but not according to the regulations, but much higher. We set the standards very high. And I'm sorry to say that the first batch of waters that we tested, only 28% achieved the standard. Less than half were worse than any tap water that we tested. So why would you buy a bottled water if it's worse than the tap water? Well, the regulations allows it. And by the way, first thing that we did, we eliminated all waters that are in plastic bottles. But then if you go to the store, what is it left? You can only get water for purpose, as Marko explained. So something with bubbles, perhaps is in glass bottle, but the rest is in plastic. And we heard yesterday that plastic is a huge problem, not just as a waste, but also it has a huge impact on our health. And there's a lot of researchers out there that are not very well published by media, explaining the problems with water in plastic bottles. By 250, the weight of the empty plastic bottles in the ocean is supposed to be higher than the weight of all fishes in the ocean. I mean, we don't see here when we go outside, we don't see all the problem, but the problem is really much bigger than we can imagine. And the first thing that we can do is stop buying plastic bottles. Our goal is to identify clean water and make it available widely so that anyone can identify the clean water, safe water, and be able to get it. When we presented the results to the brands, well, some were really thankful. They come back to us. They say, "Thank you. We didn't know what are those chemicals. What are those results saying? Where's the problem? How can we fix it?" And there were some that say, "Okay, you just tested something. We don't know even if it was our water." But most of them came back later and said, "Okay, we did our own testing. We really have a problem." And there was microplastic in almost all of the bottled waters that we tested, even some that are bottled in a high in the mountains or from the wells deep underground. But if we can imagine that forever chemicals were found in the blood of polar bears, can you imagine what is in a bottled water? But tests are not enough. What we need to do is to continuously monitoring the facilities that are bottling the water. So this is the next step, what we did. We created a list, a Community 8 list, where you will find names of the waters that passed our high standards, meaning that they are safe to drink. But in order to be safe today, tomorrow, and the next day, we need to have monitoring. So the monitoring includes the monitoring of the area where the water is bottled. We are monitoring a lot of stuff, including natural elements, including if there was an earthquake, floods, radiations, any environmental disasters, and of course, man-made disasters that can affect the quality of the water. And this data is available to the company that is bottling the water, so that they can say, "Okay, stop bottling, the water is not okay." And on the other hand, we at the Community 8 will only order the water from them when we see that the data is okay. And we went even further. We created an app where with this app you will be able to scan the code on the bottle and you will see exactly when it was filled, where. You will have access to all those data that we are monitoring to see what kind of environment was at the time of the bottling. I forgot to mention that we are implementing air quality sensor outside the bottling facility and inside, because the particles, the CO2, the VOx, VOC and NOx, they're important when we bottling the water, but no regulations requires that. And we have seen that those companies that implemented some sort of solutions, they already eliminated some of the problems that we found in their waters. So when you go to the store next time and you will see a blue QR code, you will be able to scan it and you will have all the information. We're trying to get even further. So one thing is that you have a water that is pure when you fill it up, but when it gets to the story can be completely different. It is important in which way the water is transported. Can you imagine next time when you're somewhere in the Middle East in hot weather, 50 degrees, how was that water transported there? Do you think that it was in a freezer? So that's another problem. That is why we are also working with the logistic companies to enable water producers to have the best and most suitable transport for the water. We are also working with a completely new logistical service. I hope that we will be able to announce this soon. It will be cheaper, less impact on the environment, but let's wait. If we see it, we can make it work. So the application will not just give you information if the water is okay. You will also be able to use it, for example, you're in Bled, open the app, and you will see all the restaurants and shops where you can buy a Quinitiate certified water. You will even be able to, if you stay in a hotel, order it, and it will be delivered from the nearest shop to your room. Because water is important. You all know that when you travel, the first thing that you do is, where can I get water? And we started with just a simple goal to identify clean water. But now we came so far that this project is affecting so many fields that it's hard to explain right now. And maybe just that we're also working with glass manufacturers, because not all glass bottles are okay. There are different types, different technologies, different materials, also the caps. We are also working on designing a new cap that will identify if the bottle was exposed to high temperatures, and also it will be more tamper-proof so that we really know that the bottle was not opened. Because there's another problem I'm not sure if you're aware of. Some restaurants, unfortunately, are refilling bottles. So at the beginning it was a water, the one that is on the label, and the next time is a tap water from their kitchen. So we also need to eliminate this. I must say that I'm happy that European Water Sommelier Association is doing a lot also in this field to educate that first of all, plastic is not okay. And I know that some of you will not agree with me, but any water sommelier who is proposing to drink water from a plastic bottle should reconsider. And I'm happy when I saw that here in Slovenia, European Water Sommelier Association is teaching kids in school, from small kids to faculties, and educating them about water, importance of drinking water, that hydrating with Coca-Cola and beer is not the way to go. So there's still a long way here.
Thank you, Boštjan. Marko, I definitely... I really do see a wonderful link here of differentiating waters, because water's just not water, but giving the consumer that quick snapshot. They're in the supermarket or if they're traveling, of understanding the waters very quickly to be specific for if it's hydration or if it's for energy or if it's for taste with food. But with the Equinity 8 platform, it's exactly what the consumers need. We've heard in the media very, very recently with two spates of a global player in the bottled water market and the fizzy drink market, really fooling consumers into spending what I would consider a premium price for a natural mineral water. And behind the scenes, waters were contaminated using illegal use of water technologies and filtration devices to cheat the consumer. And water is a very precious element, and if you are prepared to drink bottled water, I think you're absolutely right. There should be clear, concise, fact, data-driven advice to the consumer so they make the appropriate purchase, but then the environmental consequences as well. So we will come back to this. This is really, really interesting, and I really hope the audience really gets a feel of this new understanding of drinking water. So we're going
if I just
yes,
may
of course.
add one thing. There is good water still, bottled water that is of high quality, but the problem is that those companies have problems getting to the market. And this is another thing that we are helping. We are joining all those small water bottling companies together, and together we can achieve much more. Be present, do a lot of global marketing, and get to the stores where people will be able to buy it.
And I would totally agree again that it gives consumer experience, but you touched on the educational element. When you are presented waters in this way, it takes you on a beautiful geography, geology, mineralogy, hydrological cycle of how this water's formed, and there's a deeper connection to the environment. So it's no more about a bottle on a shelf. So yeah, thank you for that introduction. I'd like to move on to Mr. Arndt. So Mr. Arndt, could you give us an overview of this water platform that you've created with Pinot Labs and its purpose? If you could present this, that would be great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Milin. So, yeah, Pinot Lab is founded in 2021, and we are collecting the water data from the world. Yeah. So, and currently you can access our water platform, waterdata.pinotlab.com. So you can check around more than 60 countries from around 1,000 of water data we are collecting and maintaining continuously. Why we are doing that? We want this data platform connected to the real sales and distribution. Also, we are focused on to share our knowledge, like people using Wikipedia to learn. So our goal is to using our platform, people learn about the water and collect information and share their knowledge. And we want to connect this information to real distribution. So this is our briefly introduction of our company. So we want focus on the technology to make innovation in the water industry. So yeah, next. And next page, please. Sorry. Thank you. So when I entered this market and I researched this market, the problem of the water market is, wow, this market is very huge. The global water market size is more than 300 billion, very huge. But around only 9 brands are dominate, like Dasani, Fiji, Evian, Perrier. Only few players are dominate this market. Yeah, so this is the monopoly market, basically. So what is the problem in the consumer side and supply side? in case of the consumer, their choice is very limited. They only big players are controlling the market, so their purchase choice is very limited. And as Marko mentioned, look at this kind of various bottle and outside the lobby, there are lots of brands. In my estimation, around 10,000, more than 10,000 water brand in the world. But we only think about very few brand we are purchasing in the grocery. So I want to raise up the more interest about the water market, and people can choose the right product for their purpose, for health, for kids, yeah, for hydration, like Marko mentioned. And in case of the supply side, latecomer can very difficult to compete in this kind of a monopoly market. So we want to raise up to their promotion and their sales. We want to support their marketing, that kind of things. Yeah, so we are providing AI technology, and we analyze our platform to support water brand to worldwide. So let's see our platform demonstration quickly. Okay. I also prepared a video, but I don't know why it's not playing. But anyway, I'm explaining in yeah. I'm explaining. Oh, don't worry. I can explain. So using our water platform, we have the water consulting business to identify the branding and product features. We are making the storytelling for each water brand, and we also making the tasting and support their marketing. Yeah. So like this, we analyzing this is a Korean market case. We analyzing the Korean favorite water flavor and comparison the ingredient using our database, and we choose the right bottled water to suggest to our client. Yeah. So you can access the waterdata.pinot.com. You can check the everybody can access our water data platform. So as other panel mentions, water is not just water, like coffee or tea or other world of beverage. World of water is very deep and very wide, and there are huge variety of productions, and people can choose by their purpose water. So I think this global trend is changing, and we can change our thinking about water. Thank you.
Thank you, Boštjan. I think that was very interesting, and you touched on a point of storytelling. And for me, immediately, it was like, there is no fairy tale, there is no story of a water or a drink made in a factory, okay? But when you include storytelling of a natural product from Mother Nature, it really does mesmerize the audience of Mother Nature can create these beautiful waters. And then that just leads into conservation and a better understanding of the environment. So I think these types of platforms and the storytelling to help to get out of this monopoly of the big players just pushing very bland, very standard waters, which, you know, we do require, but there's so much missing from this. And we did touch on the point of how many water sources there are for us to enjoy. And without us embracing these and enjoying these, we will not look after the environment that they're from. So I think storytelling is very important. And all about storytelling, we're going to be moving over to Tanja. I've had the privilege of working with Tanja at a couple of events in New York, and water and design at first I was like, sounds interesting, but how does this get put together so an audience can understand? So over to you, Tanja. Please give us an overview of what the bled water certificate means in regards to the design work that you've been doing and the advocacy of what I would consider is making water come alive. Mm-hmm. Over to you.
Thank you, Milin. Hello, everyone. About 15 years ago, I became disheartened watching how water is being received and the blind pursuit of profit, pushing plastic bottles in the markets that the consumer shifted from trusting the tap water to trusting big corporations. And one thing that I was noticing, and I also predicted the market that is to come, was the design. Everybody was trying to get on the market with green bottle, yellow bottle, square bottle, any kind of a bottle. But each bottle that I saw didn't give any justice to water. And then I thought of my childhood, spending so much time by the water. When you're connected with water, water informs you, connects you. You have emotional relationship to water. So in this new technological kind of one blind mindset of a modern way of life, we like to create a design that is harsh and kind of unhuman. It creates a sense that the world is like mechanical and can be like man-made. So I really deeply looked into the market, the water market that is to come, and I imagined how would it be if we really pay attention how we design the way we receive water, that would be as close as possible to the way you receive it in nature. Something that is beautiful, that touches your heart, that reminds you of your own essence, that you're connected with the rest of nature. And I thought that element was one of the most damaging elements in the new market. That separation, that physical separation from water, that you didn't even see what you're drinking, and everything was about marketing. I said, how would it be if I tap into that human aspect that we all have and create something that is so beautiful? And when I went to the first design company, I actually designed it for them, and I said, can you make it? And they gave me 3 different versions of it. Nothing looked like water. And they said, water drop it's a simple design. You want to, of course, do something else. And I said, make water drop that your heart will sing, that people will connect the way you connect in nature. So that's what I did. It took me many, many years because everybody was saying you cannot design in an organic water drop shape and you cannot design plastic-free, and I insisted to use only high-quality glass and organic water drop shape. So I think design is very important and that we have to pay attention because with your eyes, you perceive everything and you take in. And it impacts you more than what follows, where it's your rationale of it. And I think the way we receive water, one that is, of course, that is in a healthier container, but also the design is important. And I also felt, I said to myself, how would water want to be presented? Would it really want to be like in any bottle? And I felt that the water wanted to be embodied and presented in a beautiful ways to remind us of its beauty.
Thank you, Tanja. I definitely got that sense of emotional connection to water. And if you're not considering that emotional connection, you can't really value it. And I wish all would have more of that emotional connection. And definitely design does play a big role. We see things with our eyes and looking for things that are attractive to the eye, and incorporating the both as part of the advocacy work that you do as well is really important. Just a quick question, could you give some, just an overview of some of the design and advocacy work that you've done and how that's linked to events that you've put together and the audience's reaction to this? Maybe sort of the case study from New York with Columbia Climate School.
Well, I also created a statue of a water drop. I created European Water Awards. I also use multimedia, and also the icons and the certificate. And one of the reasons why I wanted to create this for Marko very much, because I think he's one of the really important pioneers of this new market, and I wanted to make sure that he has the best representation of what he's trying to do. I think I always get a positive feedback. Like you said, people are usually surprised that actually I'm bringing aesthetic and beauty to the picture. But like when Milin was presenting water as a water sommelier in Columbia University last September, I think I had a similar reaction to my design than to your presentation, that first people were standing back and trying to be just all rational about water, and then they open up, they smile, they taste it, and they loved it. And at the end, everybody was talking about you. Not about the panels. So I think it's that emotional connection with water that got lost, and with the design and with the visuals, that it's important to bring it back, so we can work in the water market with the fully being present and connected.
Thank you, Tanya. So definitely that emotional connection, when it's applied in the right setting, wins the hearts and minds, and that's very important when it comes to water. So thank you. So over to you, Marko. Could you give us an overview of the Bled Water certificate? I had the honor and privilege of taking this to South Korea to present it to Mr. Ko, and I was outstanded by its absolute beauty of the stone. But if you could give us a bit of the backstory of this, the collaboration, and what do just even the beautiful colours of the stone mean in regards to water and the Bled Water Festival and the certificates that are produced.
Hi, I come from a company called Marmor Hotavlje, and we provide stone solutions. So whenever man can think of, we can create it. So when Marko came to us with this special idea, we were happy to be part of it, because we are always open to special concepts, special ideas, and especially if this is connected to the nature and to the water, because stone and water is very connected from the beginning. So water and stone are complementary. So stone gives a shape where water can run, and water helps to shape the stone, so they're connected. And our company has its own quarry of this beautiful stone here, and it comes in very different colors. So it's from dark gray to light gray, from reddish and red, and green color variations. So and this is a small quarry. So this is the reason why our company began. But now we save this our Hotavlje stone for special occasions like this, for special projects. So we're happy to be part of it. And yeah, we try to select the stone that also represents the story that you presented us. And I think we all did a great job, and we are also proud to be part of it, because we are aware of that water itself and the whole environment is important for us, for our future, for future generations. So also in the company, our company is in the middle of the Poljana Valley, so it's in the middle of the nature, not in some city center. And our company is between different facilities. There's a river flowing in the middle, so we are aware of it, that we have to keep it clean and safe. And also we use a lot of water during our process, so we use it all over again. So we have different cleaning stations, so we reuse it all the time. So we are not spending it and then just throwing it away into the clear water that runs next to the company. So yeah, we are trying to live in the same values that everyone it's interested in water, so we have to preserve it as well. So this is important for us to be part of it.
Thank you for that. I truly believe it's really beautiful and it has meaning. So it's a presentation. Marko, over to you in regards to the presentation of the BWF certificate. The meaning for you and to the individuals that you've already sent this through. What is the connection of presenting this? What is the criteria that must be met to achieve? Because there was a lot of individuals in the audience yesterday saying, how can we get the BWF certificate?
You need to adopt our knowledge. You need to know how to treat water, how to talk about water, and also this is one part, the another part is dedicated to water quality. So if you are a water producer, they can send us some samples. We're going to test the water. We're going to put it and create some additional analysis to see what the quality really is. And if everything is okay, they're going to get it. And they're going to get it for free. So that's the point here. We're going to... last year we started uniting all those best water quality sources. On one side, on another side, we started marked locations, hotels, bars, restaurants around the world because they're going to serve you the water. And that's very important. So if you're going to enter the restaurant with this certificate, you will know that you're going to be served with amazing water, with amazing stories, and that's all created by Mother Nature. That's the point. It's very easy.
Thank you for that. I would actually like to open up any questions to the audience because it's a new understanding, and I'm sure the audience has some questions in regards to what we've gone through in the last sort of 50 minutes. So over to the audience, just a couple of questions. If not, we'll move on to the next panel and the coffee break.
Just 1 second, please.
Hi, my name is Marko. My question is, I guess, to all of you. As you've mentioned, it's about creating the story and people's connection to understanding of water, and changing people's mindset takes quite a while, years or maybe a decade or two. So the question would be, have you noticed any trends, measurable trends in terms of people's consumption attitudes in terms of drops in sales in plastic bottled waters, increase in glass bottles, water share, any kind of measurable impact that could indicate the change in people's understanding of water?
Thank you. We have done some research, and what we have found out that bottled water surpassed the sodas in the 2022. So more people bought bottled water than Coca-Cola and other beverages. Now, whether is this because they understand that it's better to drink water, or is this just a problem of that the fact that their tap water is problematic? But the mindset is hard as a rock, and when I'm in a shop and I see a cart full of Coca-Cola and other drinks, and I see small children pushing the cart, well, it's hard for me not to speak to the mother and tell them, listen, maybe you do better if you buy a water, and we need time to change the mentality that water is what we need if you want to stay healthy and hydrated.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Definitely, global trend is drinking more water, 100%. So we're going to end the panel. Thank you to all the panelists. I think the insight of this, from water testing, the certification, the platforms, the advocacy and design, and actually representing what all of this means with a beautiful, meaningful BWF certificate is definitely the right way forward. So we're going to break for a coffee break. Please continue the conversation in the reception area over coffee, over some beautiful waters, and we'll see you back at 10:45.